How are you guys?
Actually, sitting
We were just.
Have a seat. Come on in. TikTok.
Because,
He ignored me.
well, and it's so funny because I find myself, I'll like do a bunch and then like all weekend I was sick and I thought I don't feel like doing anything. So then I'm silent. I'm like, well, that's helpful.
That's why it's like if you pre-schedule kind of your bare minimum, it's like any routine, right? So if you have a routine, you need your like, this is my non-negotiable piece of the routine,
Right.
and then I can stack the rest of it when I can show up.
Yes.
But
Yep.
it's like, if you have your, here's a couple things I think are super helpful. You have your posts scheduled. You have 1 or 2 posts a week scheduled, 2 posts a week, I think, scheduled.
Yep.
Then, and you schedule them at least 2 weeks out, you know that at least you're showing up on your grid that way.
Yeah.
And if you, I just got your text. I was on the phone.
Well, that's why I thought I was like, she's probably driving.
I was negotiating inspection and driving.
Oh my
And
goodness.
talking to my builder, yeah. And the other thing on stories, you guys, and one of the story hacks I think can be super helpful is like having some, like just Canvas stories where you don't have to put your face up, but like polls are really good ones. So if you
Yes.
can just pull some like this or that polls, or like, do you like these decor polls?
Sure.
Those are some things that I think can really help you show up on your stories without using your
Without having to be.
right on days that you're like, this ain't it. So one of the things I can show you, let me plug in here. I think I just plugged this into my.
Well, and it's so funny because I was, like I said, I was excited after like last Wednesday.
We were off last,
We were off. Okay. Anyway, whatever.
Do you want to join the Zoom?
That's what I'll do, yeah,
Yeah.
and I can.
We can share and everything.
Awesome. So anyway.
No, I agree. I want to start this out with questions and like kind of the challenges you guys are running into. I have an idea of things that we can chat about, but I really would like to start with like, what's been a win for you guys? What questions do you have? What challenges are you running into? And how can I help? Because social media is always going to be a fluid thing, and it's always going to be something. Did it not work? Oh, 55038.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. And it's always going to be something where you're like, man, this works really well, so I'm going to double down on this.
Yes.
Or this isn't working for me, and I need to either find some solutions or scrap that piece of
Yep.
it, right? Because there's just a lot to it. So I'm going to pull up Canva and show you some of like the ways that I make stories to make it super easy,
Sure.
so that you kind of just have some canned ones that you can put up when you need to.
Well, it's funny because I usually have never scheduled stuff from campaigns in Command.
Yeah, I don't use that.
But I thought, I'm just gonna try, and it worked. It worked. And so I was like, so I scheduled it. And the nice thing about that too, is you can also, there's some connections in Command that then you know, or whatever, but I love the idea of scheduling. And you have resumes. And then
Yeah.
like, then I got sick, and then I was.
And we're like, oh, yeah.
I can't do it.
So, see, I like going in because I can see the people that are here that don't have their cameras on. Because I don't always know you're here if your camera is not on. So it was interesting. I went to a panel on TikTok and Reels at Family Reunion, and they were like, so who uses Command to schedule your social media? These are top people in the company. And not one of them raised their hand.
Well,
And I'm not saying they shouldn't, because for your posts, it works.
Yes.
And the capabilities above and beyond that just aren't there. So it just isn't a tool right now that is gonna.
And I think
help you.
when I first, because I'm coming up on 1 year, and when I started, it just was not, there were too many glitches with it, so I
Yeah.
thought, I'm just gonna see.
Well, in scheduling, like,
Good.
But if I'm gonna do an
Meta-
ad. you know-
Meta, it doesn't like. Yeah, I run my ads through Command.
Yes, so,
But Meta doesn't like third-party schedulers.
Right.
And so I'm just not a huge fan of it because the algorithm doesn't love them.
Yep.
Are you guys hearing? Can you guys hear okay? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up. Yeah. okay.
Well, good.
Officially.
Doing good.
Awesome.
Really busy.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up Canva here, because I think I can share my screen now. And then while I do that, is there anyone else that has questions? Things they are hoping to chat about, or a win that they can share? You guys don't want to see my email, I promise you that.
I have another question about music and I get mixed up I feel like I don't know if it's Facebook or Reels or Instagram where sometimes I can find more music than others. Sometimes there's music that I don't even know what it is. You know, like there's obviously licensed music that you probably can't use, but then I see people using like
Are you like
your music.
Like for real?
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember. If it's Reels or stories, one of them I can use it and the other, it doesn't seem to have as many.
Yeah.
And I don't remember which is which, honestly.
So for real, we talked about this a little bit last week, but
Yeah,
when I'm gonna go through this and then we'll go to that.
sure. And it's maybe Reels because I bet it's Reels that I can find more music than.
I save,
Like
so like when you're
Instagram.
scrolling through reels,
Mhm.
you can click on the music at the bottom and just save them.
Yeah.
And then when you go to make one, you have a library of music and you're not trying to search for it.
Yes, okay,
So that seems to be the best.
okay.
Sometimes you can just have them suggest it for you, which works really well. Sorry, I have a little. Okay.
We all do.
So here, I go here to templates. Here. And then when you do that. Let me see. You can go down on social media. And then you can do Instagram story right here. And this will give you templates of things that are all already sized for stories. What are these apps? They're cool.
What is canva.com? Do we have that?
Canva.com is free. It's just a website that is similar to what designs are in Command. And I just like using it better.
Yeah.
However, you could probably do this in designs as well. Canva is free up to a certain point. If you pay for the version, then you have like more templates. But I would say for most of what we're doing, we can all function very well in the free version. So you just go to canva.com and you can basically design posts and design. It's like an editor for social media. But the nice thing about the sizing, like the stories, is that these are all pre-sized to fit an Instagram story. So when you download, like if you make these and you download them, then it's the size of a story when you add it to your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories. So you're not like, you know how when you scroll through stories, sometimes there's a little square instead of the full page. This is sized for the full page, your full screen. So when you're making the stories, there's quite a list of things I think you can do to try to show up. So one, I think, good idea would be, all right, you can, like, this would be a great template to use. So, people keep calling me today.
You posted you were going to be training.
Did I? Someone else did, I think. But no one, they don't care. They just call. I'm just kidding. Okay, so this would be a good one. This is a great idea. So kitchen. You could say like kitchen trends. And then you can say 2023. And like I have my brand set up in here so that my text, like I have my brand fonts. So like this is my brand kit. These are my fonts I use and they all match. I know.
Hello.
So it's really easy for me to just go over, this matches my font. This matches my font. And then my logos are all uploaded.
Yeah.
Maybe. Uploads. Oh, brand stuff.
Oh, I like those heart ones.
You like what the hearts?
Heart ones, yeah.
Thanks. That was my assistant. I don't know what she was making. Yeah, I've had to do a lot of different things for different groups, but we have a whole brand kit that first they must have moved on me. Record a link. No. Background. So there used to be one more that was like your brand stuff,
Okay.
but they must have moved it on me. So now I have to figure out what that. They're doing lots of cool things.
I
And then-
love Canva.
Yeah, it's great. Uploads. All right, well, whatever, logo's in here, I just have to find it. Just more work, you know?
Was it way at the top? Just your boss and company?
Yeah, that's the wrong one though.
Okay, you want to read something different.
So
I'm
do you
looking for
have to
mine.
post like the Keller Williams logo? Do you have to post it?
So that's
somewhere?
a really good broker question. We can use this one for now, but I was looking for my yellow one.
Okay.
That's a really good broker question, and I don't want to pretend like I am one because I'm not. My understanding and how I operate is that you need to be within one click of your brokerage stuff. So if your brokerage stuff is on your profile, then all your posts and all your stories, in my opinion, are fine because you're within one click.
Isn't Alexa something that you?
I'm
could-
on the video. I'm on.
Here you go, Alexis. You want to say your spiel on this? It's gonna be different than mine. I can probably guarantee you that.
So is the question that if you're making a social media post, you have to have your brokerage logo on it?
Yeah, and
I know
like,
you do.
right
but
now we're
how
talking
do you
about a
find it?
story.
How do you pull it into that?
You do not have to have your brokerage on everything that you post all the time. But you do, it's, the best practice is 1 click, requirement is 2 clicks.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
There you go.
So here's the deal, like with what Brooke is saying is, if you have a story and they click on your profile and then your profile says, like, here's my website, or here's my link tree, or here's my, you know, to get to like the information about me, you know, you in your bio, it's only going to have so much room. But you can, you know, like you wouldn't necessarily have to connect it to like our brokerage Instagram site, if that makes sense. But as long as you have somewhere where they go to your profile and then from there they can get to where it clearly identifies your brokerage, you're fine.
So like in all of my bios on my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, everything, it says licensed with Keller Williams Select Realty. For me, because that's just what makes me feel.
And it's always good practice to have licensed with Keller Williams Select on your bios of all of your social media pages, because then there's just never any question.
And like I can go, I can show you, I just take. I think mine just says Keller Williams Select. It probably should say licensed with Keller Williams Select. So that may be a good update, but I can show you what it says. Yeah, mine just says at KW Select Realty and it takes the brokerage. So I could probably change that to licensed with. But then that brings me.
Is that
there.
sufficient?
That's an Alexis question. Is that sufficient?
You just have to identify the brokerage with which you're affiliated. So instead of this at KW Select Realty, you can actually just write out licensed agent with Keller Williams Select.
There.
Yeah. That,
I
All
was
of that-
running into a character problem. I was maxed out on my characters. I changed my bio, so I have less characters now. I can get my license with in there.
and you were fine the way it was, Brooke.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of,
This is clearer.
that's clear. Yeah, that's clear. And you can also have it be like, here's my, you know, click on my website, or just have, see how you have your link tree?
Yeah.
That is enough. Even if you didn't have the line before that, because you've got your, oh, you don't have a website listed on here?
No. It would be enough if I had my website.
It would be enough if you had your website. Yep. Yep. So that's,
Because my links change all the time and I know this doesn't change. So this makes me feel
that's better then. That's a great choice.
like I know we'll be there.
Easier, it's easier.
It's
probably.
easier for me. Yeah. So you just have to figure out like, what am I going to change and what am I not going to change? Because you consistently want to identify your brokerage
Right, and
within
then,
one click of anything.
and then
2 clicks.
remember to, if you're gonna adjust something, remember to adjust all the others.
Yeah, that's why I just leave this here. This never moves. And it's on my Facebook, first thing you see. And you don't want to be a secret agent, I think, right? Like you want to go to someone's profile and clearly know that they're a real estate agent because they're not going to reach out to you if they don't know you're not a real estate agent. So it doesn't hurt you to have that at the top. You can do it in a way that helps you with compliance and identifying your brokerage and a way that helps you inform your followers that you're a licensed agent. So I think it's great. Okay, so kitchen trends 2023, you could drop your little logo in here. You could do whatever you would like to do. And then if you go to photos, then you can literally search kitchen. Guys, they changed everything. Why do they do this to me? Like all my photos went away. Maybe that's what all this is over here. All these new little apps.
So you
that
can
pop
pull
up.
from your very own photos.
So like you could upload photos right here and you could pull from your very own photos, but these are stock photos. So when I click see all and I just type in kitchen, this gives me a bunch of different. So like, let's say I want to do a poll on cabinet colors. I can just click and drag this over here, boom. I can find like 3 different colored cabinets, right? And then here's blue. And then here's black. And these are all in Canva. And here is like a bright blue, different blue than the first one. And that one's not that different. Oh, here's green. Let's do that. Okay. And then if I double click on the actual picture itself, I can move it around so you can see the cabinet color, because that's what I'm focusing on for this one.
Hey, Brooke, can I ask a question while you're doing that?
Yep.
Have you ever priced out having someone do this kind of stuff for you? If this was like more than what an agent wanted to do, do you have any idea of fair price to pay for this type of work on behalf of an agent?
It varies so much. So I had someone helping me with posting. They didn't really do much in my stories. And they were posting for me. I mean, I've heard, so let's say you want someone to post for you 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, 12 posts a month. I think I've heard rates all the way from $250 a month to $500 or $600 a month. So it really is going to vary based on, but I think it's very much like you get what you pay for the most part, because if you want someone to post for you, I'm actually taking my posting back. And I actually thought they did a pretty good job. They probably did the best they could. I personally feel like it's really important for your voice to be consistent, because I do think that social media is a way for potential clients to know, like, and trust you. And you need to find someone, if they're going to help you with posting, that can sound like you. Right? And they need to know what's important to you. So like what I really appreciated about the girl, I managed my own stories, because that's kind of just authentically me showing up throughout the day. And she would pay attention to my stories, and then she would post based on my stories. Or she would incorporate some of that. And so that made it work really well for us. In the interest of saving our money like we're supposed to be doing, I'm taking it back for 1 month, and we will see how it goes. And if I can't manage it, I will hire her back. She knows that. I think she's counting on my call in April, but we'll see how it goes. So yes, stories get a little bit tougher. What I really think when you're doing stories is you're really smart to batch some of this out. So really your stories for the most part are documenting your life throughout the day. But the question we had here was that if I don't feel like showing up, what are some options? If I don't feel like putting my face on the camera, how can I still show up? Or if I'm sick, how can I still show up? So I think at the beginning of the month, if you can go in and just get a couple stock like options and just have them in a Google Drive or on your phone or in a folder somewhere so that you can post them, then you've just got some things to fall back on when you can't show up.
Yeah.
So for me, Alexis, you're on your own for this, Android girl, but I am, so if I do this, kitchen trends of 2023, this is like one template. This has a video. I'm just going to download it as a still image. So I'll go to download. I'll just do it as a PNG and I'll download it. And then for me, I'm putting them on my phone. That I have them, because that's where I'm going to mostly post my stories from. So I'm airdropping it to myself. You could put it in a drive, you could do however you get things from your computer to your phone. I'm sure you have a system. Should I airdrop a picture of kitchens to Jeff? It's popping up.
Yeah.
He'd be
Let's
like,
see what happens.
Right.
I was sitting in a breakout at family reunion, and someone airdropped like everybody in the room their contact card. I was like,
Right.
you're smart. Okay, I'm gonna log into the Zoom on here so I can show you guys how I post it. But that's just an example, right? Like you could do kitchen trends, you could do polls, you could do this or that. You could do like a little video. There's also some really easy reels you can post from Canva. If you guys are interested, I can walk through that too. But that's, I guess, to answer your question, that would be some good ways to
Yeah.
show up without showing up.
Yeah.
Right?
Very helpful.
You can also just do text, like take a background picture and write some text on like, here's what I saw in the market this week. Here's what happened this week. I've seen other agents do like the ask me anything sticker. And then if nobody, by the way, if nobody asks you questions, you can open up your own story and type questions in and then click them and answer them.
Okay.
Nobody knows who asked your question.
That's true.
You can share a lot of people that really been asking, here's the question I'm answering. Or call your friends and be like, can you ask me some questions? Yeah, I've done that too. It's fun. Either way, you're educating the public,
Yeah.
right? So you're doing it well. You're just finding some creative formats to be able to educate people.
Yes.
So if you've got good intentions, we can get there in a lot of different ways.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna log in on my phone here so I can show you guys. Do you guys want to see how I put the poll sticker up? Is that something you all know how to do?
Sure, no, do it. That'd be good. Brooke, I have one quick question. Would you write any additional text on that?
Yes, and that's why I'm logging into my app, because the rest of it I would do on my app.
Perfect.
I think no audio. Got it. Okay. So I think I have to stop sharing my screen here. Noah's food smells so good.
Well, is it? I think it's yours.
Oh, that might smell good too.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm like, oh my goodness, that smells
It's,
so
it's
good.
frozen, it's frozen dinner.
Brought my-
No, this is, my wife's a really good cook.
Oh, nice.
So I hit this little plus right here,
Plus some avocado.
Ooh.
and then I click this story button down here. And then what you'll notice is because I used a story, it just populates in like fine. It did have these little weird things. I could have deleted this in Canva before I downloaded it, but I also can probably just stretch it out. There, now it's gone. Woohoo. Okay, so now I'm gonna click this little sticker button up here. Do you guys see this, like when I point?
Mhm.
Okay. And then I'll do a poll. And I'll say, cabinet color favorite cabinet colors price. Better English, you guys. This cold medicine really gets my head. Here, if you guys want to giggle, I went to Starbucks, got a London Fog tea. I paid for it. I paid with a card instead of my phone because I was on my phone and I always pay with my app. And I drove away without my tea and did not realize it till I was on the highway.
Oh, no.
So there's my head today.
Ah,
I was on the phone and then I said a couple choice words.
Are you in the KWMB office team?
I don't
Oh,
think
for
so.
Wi-Fi? No. I don't think so.
For Carva. Okay, it's just asking me.
Here, let me come look.
I'm joining in, I'm joining on that, but
Oh, I don't think there's anything to join.
no.
Maybe later. Yeah. Green, blue, gray. What's my other color? Black. And then you can just figure out where you want it, right? So it doesn't cover, probably up here. And you could do a series of different ones. You don't have to do 4. But my point is, we think so hard about like where to get these pictures and where they are, and like these apps have them there for us. You just drag and drop them in. And then you can just go like, click that, and it goes to your page. And so you could literally start it with a graphic that says, polling on favorite trends this year, right? And you could do cabinet colors, you could do exteriors, you could do any, like, think of 3 or 4, and people can go through and just pick them.
So would you do, like you said, 3 or 4 right in a row?
Yeah, and it's like a game.
I like that.
You don't have to,
No,
but I think it's fun.
right.
Do it that way. Oh, there's my dog. She wanted to eat.
Oh.
So that is one idea for stories. What other questions do you guys have?
I have one quick question regarding, and I'm still kind of struggling with it because I'm new, but I'm wondering about like posting on my Facebook, like my personal Facebook page, or posting on my KW business page. That's what I'm struggling. I'm like, well, do I put it here? Do I do there? I know this.
We
so
talked
that-
about that. Your business page kind of functions as like validity, kind of like your website. Does it exist? And are there some posts on it? And if there are, and it exists, that's all people are looking for. But your engagement and your leads, for the most part, aren't going to come for your business page because it doesn't really get pushed out. And so when you're educating and your engagement and your leads, I think you're going to find you'll get more of that on your personal page, but you still have to have some kind of consistent presence on your business page. It doesn't have to be as consistent as like your like Instagram and your personal page, but they have to look at it and say, oh yeah, she's an active agent. Like they're just coming to check it to make sure that you're legit.
Okay, good. That helps me a lot. Good. Thank you.
Yep. What other questions do you guys have? Any successes in the last couple weeks?
So Brooke, I tried to update my Instagram page as a content creator and to see like my insights. And every time that I go back in, it doesn't save that I updated it as content creator.
So you're switching to that creator account and it won't stay. That's
But
weird.
it just doesn't make any sense because I've done it 3 times now, and every single time I go back in, it's not there. Not that I expect you to solve that problem. I was just kind of curious if anyone else had changed a personal Instagram account to a,
Creator account.
you had said to do a creator versus the business page.
Yeah. Are you able to see insights?
No, it didn't save that. I like right now I'm reestablishing it again. What best describes you? And I just put in real estate. And then I can select between a business or a creator, and then I always select creator.
I wonder if it has anything. Oh, my food is here. You can just bring it right here.
Tried doing it on a PC, Alexis, versus your phone.
I'm doing it on my phone.
Yeah, have you tried a PC instead?
I don't ever get on a PC.
Okay, then I
Except
cannot
right
help
now.
you.
I'm just kidding. I could try that.
I had to get on a PC to schedule a showing because apparently I don't read my North Star MLS
Yeah, you have to go.
notification. I was trying to schedule showing through Home Spotter and they just like, no. So I had to set up. I have 100 showings. I was like, cute.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Tiffany. I just didn't know if anyone else has had that problem because I just went in and I changed it to the creator again, and now I have insights.
So the only other thing I can think of that you could look at, and it would be really hard for me to just like verbalize, something you may have to play around with, I can try to help too, is it could, sometimes I feel like this has to do with how you're linked to your pages, like how your account is linked to your pages. So you could try. Oh my gosh. No. Oh, my husband's calling me. Everybody's calling me.
Can I get your number so I can call you?
Yeah.
Making sure you're okay because they haven't seen a post lately.
Yeah. Are you alive? And I haven't responded to any of their texts because I've been on the phone since 8 a.m. But you could try unlinking your Instagram to any of your Facebook accounts, changing yourself to a creator, and then relinking them.
Okay.
I think it gets stuck in there, like that translation sometimes.
That would make sense.
I,
The first time I did it, it did unlink them and I had to relink them.
yeah. They get really, like, I do think that there's an issue with that syndication and I'm not smart enough or techie enough to know what it is. But I've run into that a couple different times. And then one time finally when I had it and I got it all hooked up and I had to do it from the Instagram side and the Facebook side and I had to do a lot of troubleshooting, but eventually it worked. But I feel like if you unlink everything, change them to how you want and then try to relink them, that might
That's a good idea.
work.
I mean,
What other questions do you guys have?
I couldn't post, I wanted to post my, the announcement, my welcome.
Yeah.
In Instagram.
Yeah.
And it would take it to stories. I
Mm.
didn't want it to go to stories. I wanted to go as a feed. I
Yep.
couldn't do that.
I think so they just added you used to only be able to post on Instagram and push it to Facebook. You couldn't post on Facebook and push it to Instagram.
Well, I found it where they posted it in Instagram. In
Right.
MC 475, I wanted to post it in feed so that my friends could see it.
Where were you posting? Were you posting it from command?
No, from Instagram.
Oh, pull your phone out. I can help you with that.
Okay.
Okay, so the other thing I was thinking we could chat about today, and tell me if this is something you guys are interested in, is your link in your bio. Because if you're not, we can do something different.
That's
But your couple things. One, your bios should allow people to connect with you. So I think it's really good to do a bio audit and look at yours and say, what is in, and I change mine. I refine them all the time because I'm still figuring out who I am. Just kidding. Kinda, but like, I just changed mine again and it's millennial Minnesotan mom. Here's the thing, you want people to know where you're at. You can potentially get referrals from other agents or people moving to Minnesota, but you can't. And sometimes literally people will open up Instagram and search Minnesotan real estate agent and they will go through and they'll pick people that they think fit their clients, or the clients will pick people that they think are like them. And so someone should be able to come to your profile and know the area you serve. And I probably could be more specific. Mine used to say Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I also think that I was thinking about this last night, like Twin Cities is what we call ourselves.
right.
But if you don't live here, you're searching Minneapolis or you're searching St. Paul. So if someone is searching Minneapolis Realtor, I'm not popping up on their page.
Right.
If they search Minnesota, I will. So I probably need to edit my bio to optimize my search results to say Minneapolis and St. Paul because I do them both. And also no one knows where Lina Lakes is. No one knows where Apple Valley is. If they have clients moving here, they're searching Minneapolis and St. Paul. So I think it's smart to optimize your profile for things that can be searched. And that's why I think having realtor is important. And I have MN realtor up here. So Minnesotan mom probably isn't helping me optimize my search because it's duplicating, right? So I could say, you know, up here, I could maybe change this to Minneapolis, St. Paul realtor. And then keep the Minnesota down here.
And you created that in Canva?
Nope. So this, when you open your phone, if you go to this edit profile right here, it's all right in the app. And you can just type it in. And it just comes up right here. We talked about content pillars if you've been with us for a little bit. And I think your bio is a great place to kind of introduce what your content pillars could look like or kind of tease a little bit on those. So I share a lot of mom life. I share a lot of millennial type things like my Starbucks coffee and my whatever else weird things that I
Your
share.
Stanley Cup.
My
and
Stanley
That
Cup.
was
I
so
know.
funny. I saw that. and
I felt
like,
personally attacked by that video. I'll show you guys. I think it's still on
That
my.
was so funny.
This is like Kathy.
You're not the only one.
This millennial. Oh, I forgot. These things don't like to play when I'm sharing my screen. Now I'm stuck.
Mom started kid, Lululemon crossbody, Stanley water bottle, another type of liquid. It's a suburban mom started kid, lifestyle. lifestyle sneakers. You can't even run it down. Amazon duplex kids. He said suburban mom started kid.
That's what she teases
That
about.
was so funny.
So like, that's what I'm saying, share things that are personal to you, right? Those kind of fit in my brand, like it or not, it is. So this kind of teases a little bit about what you're gonna see if you choose to follow me, right? And it kind of teases into some of those profiles. And then again, you probably wanna either link to or identify or link to your website where your license is held so that Alexis doesn't get a call about you. Save her some calls, it's good to know. So that piece of it, I think it would be fun to take a couple minutes and just brainstorm. Like one of the things we really want these classes to be is you come up with a change in your social media. So I would love you guys to just take a couple minutes and grab a piece of paper and brain dump, like what should be in your bio. Make a list, write a paragraph, ask some questions, throw them out there. Let's talk about it. What do you guys want in your bio? Or just take a minute to write it down and I'll take a bite of my shit. I was gonna say, you eat that.
Why don't you take 5 minutes and eat?
What?
Yes. Take 5 minutes and eat.
No, I'm good. You guys write down your, let's do your bio.
I wanted to post that on my feed in Instagram, and this is Instagram.
Mhm.
And when I see it's pretty good,
Mhm.
it takes me to right.
So that's-
I don't want
So
to.
what you want them to do is send you the traffic, because if you want to fulfill their needs,
Right.
I took out the address.
Well, exactly, because I don't.
then you go to your
so
post
some
and
stuff
you
is probably
select
duplicate.
the picture and then you
Christina,
post
do
it.
you have?
When you're sharing other people's content, you
I
can share
probably
it
don't
to
even
your
need
story.
to.
On Instagram, you can't share other people's
because
content
it's
to your own
other
feed.
places.
You can only share it to your stories and your stories is up for 20.
My home,
You do have.
So that's all it is, just have to do that.
Right.
And then you can post.
Right.
mine says Martha BKW.
You can ask me now if you want.
Do you have a page? Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
You just do, is that your personal one? That you use for business too, or? Cause
I'm
you're
not-
kind of in our situation.
I'm not that good at Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
That's what
I'm
we're
gonna do
for.
a lot of it. I know exactly.
Sure.
So Facebook, I do, actually Lisa's starting to.
But you'll probably
Some
connect with
insurance.
most people, like if you're,
My personal page on Facebook before I connect.
exactly, like your demographic, that's where you're gonna find people that are your age and your life, like if that's where you're going,
And I
that's where you're
post
gonna find them.
Everything personal, business and stuff.
Mhm.
Because first of all, I used to run my business page and now it all went to the meta stuff and Cora was doing it and now I'm like. I'm lost. But I just do it all on personal page because guess what? That's where everyone is that knows me.
Yes, yeah.
And that's it.
They could really care less about
And they want,
Yeah.
they
And
want
they don't want
20% business and 80% you.
my. Yeah, exactly.
And that's how you convert. That's how you keep people engaged. Mhm. You guys should have started a real estate social media company.
You
You should.
I know. I thought about it. It's more leverage. It would be fun. Okay, who can share? Yeah, I'll give a couple more minutes. I want to hear some bios. I want to hear some new bios.
So,
We can help you.
well, Abby sat down and helped me, you know, last year. So this, but I might want to tweak it. And, you know, Phil and I have a page together, so we're PK Anderson Group, but I probably don't need to have KW Select right after our name because it's clickable. It's there. Got real estate agent and then our names, Phil and Kathy Anderson Realtors. And this is where it could change, you know, because I wrote this a long time ago. We would love to help you find your dream home, licensed in Minnesota. And then some hashtags. We've got our link tree there. But, you know, should it be short? Oh, you've got it there. So that's what I'm saying. We maybe don't need the KW Select after our name.
No, you don't. I'm just looking up to see if Lex is out.
Well, because it's,
Ah.
if you click on our link tree, you're gonna find it.
Yeah, and she said that's fine.
Yeah.
So if your link tree has your. Here's my thing, we're not using characters for things that are not converting people. Shorter is better.
Yeah.
If we are using extra characters, it's because it is purposeful,
Right.
right? So you have your website in here, visit our website. So she said that was good. So you can probably take that out.
Okay.
And what you could probably do is put Minneapolis Realtor, St.
Yes.
Paul Realtor
Yes.
after that.
Yeah.
Will you look at mine, see if it's too busy? Are you done? I'm sorry.
I will once we're done with it.
Yep.
So, yep, and I don't even remember, it seems like it's location, I don't know where I got the Apple Valley, Minnesota. That must have been like where my location was.
So if you go to edit profile
Yeah.
I believe that there's a place you can put your location.
Profile display, weird, I don't know, now, did it change?
Personal information settings.
I'm not seeing
that's
where I
so
found that, isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Is
they
that,
change them all the time.
they do,
Mhm.
so,
He just took a screenshot.
That'll work. It's just not as good, but it's fine.
or maybe it's way up here.
I'm gonna go back to you. So if it were me, I would do PK Anderson Group,
Yep.
and then I would put like either Minneapolis Realtor, St. Paul Realtor, whatever. And then I think you could do something really fun about like, you can, when you say Phil and Kathy Anderson, you can
Yep.
take out the realtors after, and you could do something super fun about talking about who you are, like
Sure.
we.
Empty nesters. You know, whatever.
Yeah, right, but
Right.
it could be like,
Yeah.
if that's who you're going for, if you're going for downsizers, talk about that, like empty nesters helping you downsize.
Sure,
Like that's clear, that
Yeah.
speaks to me. If I'm an empty nester and I need to downsize, I know you know how to do that,
Yeah.
because you can connect to me where I'm at. I also think it could be something fun about like your guys' personalities complement each other really well. So no matter who comes to you, you could probably
Sure.
connect to them. Right? So you could do like, think of one word that describes you and one word that describes him, make it
Okay.
opposite, and then be like, right, the outgoing and the organized or
Right,
whatever,
right,
you know, like
right,
that's kind
I like that.
of, you can take your hashtags out. They don't do anything for you.
Okay,
License in, and we would love to help you find your dream home.
yeah.
Here's my question. Does that make you different than any other realtor out
No,
there?
no, and like I said, that was probably, I created this almost a year ago probably and haven't really
Yeah.
tweaked it since.
We
so.
don't make time to retweak these things.
No,
Because they're just things that are done, so then they're not on our list. And so setting up time to audit your profiles is super helpful. Like if
Yep.
I audited my profile right now, I have 100 things I could change on that. That's everybody. Okay, what's your handle?
So that's my name, Mark Duffy, KW.
thank you, Brooke, that's helpful.
For sure. This is fun.
Right
There you
there,
are.
third one down.
No, it's not too busy. It's kind of boring.
I know. Okay.
So here's the
So
thing,
what-
Mark, what makes you different?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do Twin Cities and Metro and Western Wisconsin. Why Western Wisconsin?
So that's, I don't want to drive 8 hours.
Do you like doing, do you do a lot of lake homes in Western Wisconsin? Or do you just do more,
Yeah,
do you guys have a lake home?
we do. That's not in Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota.
Did you drive from Wisconsin every day?
No, I live in South St. Paul. Okay, so we just gonna spruce that up, make it more.
So my
pretty.
thought is, you can take KW out of your, this part right here. Again, I would just put your location right there, makes you searchable. Think a little bit about what sets you guys apart. You guys are fun. You guys have like a fun personality. Make a list of like specifically what is it that you do for your clients, or how do you connect with your clients? That if someone saw this, they'd be like, they're cool. Because again, serving the Twin Cities in Western Wisconsin, is that different than 1,000 other realtors?
Oh,
Hmm.
exactly.
So what is? Think a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Thank you.
Anybody on the screen we can audit? This is fun. If you've noticed, I'm real honest though, so if you want me to be kinder, please say that while you raise your hand, because I can be.
I'll have you look at mine. I'd love it.
Let's do it, Joe.
It's Shelley.Phillips_.
What would you say?
I feel like it's a little boring.
Yeah, I think it's,
It's very generic.
what I like about it is that it's very clear, right? And I like the way it's formatted. You've got separate lines and an emoji by each one, and it's easy to read. And I think that you could, yes, be more specific. So as you brainstormed, is there anything you came up with that makes you unique in the way that you help people buy and sell?
I feel like I'm still working on that avenue coming out of a full-time position back into real estate full-time.
And sometimes it takes like literally journaling, like journaling a page a day. So you're like, yeah, that's it. That's what makes me cool. Right.
Right.
But I also wonder if like you were in a coaching position, you trained agents. Like that's something that you can definitely use to be able to appeal to new clients, because you don't just have your experience, you have hundreds of agents' experience because you helped them through all those issues. And so, I mean, I really think that you'll have to narrow that down or whittle that down, but if that resonates with you, I think that's a huge marketing piece that you could use to connect with people. There is a gal in Kansas City, her name is Shannon Steer, and she was a Bold coach, and she was, did like, I don't know, all this coaching. She's running a team now. And I just referred a client to her and I looked at her website. She also sent me a bio that I will send to you. She did a ton of coaching and she did such a great job of taking that and making her sound like, why wouldn't I work with her? Like it was a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
I'm
Good
gonna
idea.
I'll send you her bio right now, but I think that, okay, see, we're not looking at that. Oh, thanks. Text me for her bio and I will get it to you. So that I
I'll
don't
text
forget.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, because that would be a great one, but wait, there's more. That's just one line.
That's just one line.
Okay, you're a mom for sure. And is there something, like what kind of mom are you? What do you do with your girls? What do you like? Is there something more specific along the mom lines? Because there's a million mom realtors.
Yep, absolutely. So add a little bit of what fun we like to do.
Yeah. You're a gymnastics mom. There's a lot of things that could like be like, oh yeah, she knows my life. Again, we've had people in and out of these trainings, but when you appeal to everyone, when you try to appeal to everyone, you actually connect with no one.
I love it. Thank you for some ideas.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else want to go up on the chopping block? Okay, then let's talk a little bit about our links. So what are some things that you guys would want? This is how I think about my link tree and my link in my bio. Where do I want people to be able to go? Right? Like what resources do I want to provide for people? And I would start thinking about that. So when you have a seller lead, what are the conversations that you start to have with them, or what are the things that you start to send to them? So if someone calls you and says, I think I might be interested in selling, what is the next step?
Let's get together. Let's meet.
Okay. So next step is setting up a meeting. How do they do that? Do they call you? Do they email you? Do you have a calendar they can access?
All the above.
So pick an option
Those links.
and let them access that themselves,
Gotcha.
or be able to send it that way. And then that goes in your link tree, right? So if they want to schedule a meeting with you, you could use Calendly, which Noah can help you with. So if you want Calendly in your link, schedule a session with Noah. And then you can link that right there. You can literally just open up blocks in your calendar where you're like, I'm leaving Wednesday afternoons, Friday afternoons, and Sunday mornings open for meetings. They can go right into your calendar and schedule a meeting with you from the link in your bio. That allows you then to have a call to action in your posts or in your stories where you're like, hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling, or if you want to have coffee or whatever, you can click the link in my bio anytime and schedule time with me. Right? Or maybe it's just, maybe this to schedule a meeting with you leads to send you an email. If that's how you prefer it, like how do you want people to contact you? But have a way in here for them to do that, to set up a meeting with you or a consult with you. So mine says book a meeting or a consult. That's not all that compelling. They could probably say like something a little bit more interesting or specific, but that's what it says. My monthly newsletter, if you send out a newsletter, there should be a way for people to opt in. So however you have them opt in, that's a great thing to put on there. I have requests to MLS portal. So if you want to hook people up, so one could be your app. That would be a great one. Download my app, whether it's your KW app or your MLS Touch app, however you're sharing an app with people, you can put that link right in your link tree. Because I don't know about you, but for me, it was HomeSpotter. I'm gonna just die on this sword because I'm devastated with HomeSpotter here. When they downloaded HomeSpotter and they logged in, guess who got to see who's searching for houses? Me. Half the time they don't know it. And it's hilarious because you're like, oh, look who's up at 2 a.m. favoriting homes today. So that MLS portal for me just leads someone to a Google form that they can fill out to put their criteria in. Look at it. Not a ton of questions. Minimum bedrooms, minimum bathrooms, budget. And then I don't know about you guys, but people, when you ask them where they want to live, they're like, I'm not really sure. Like anywhere's fine. You're like, no, everyone's not fine. I know that's not true. So I've had to get real specific in my questions. If it were the perfect home, what's the northernmost border you'd be willing to live? If it were the perfect home, southern, eastern, western, all of them are separate questions. Because people can't answer that question for some reason. So areas for questions. And then I just ask, if there's any deal breakers, things that they need, anything else that's important about location, like we need to be within 20 minutes of this and 20 minutes of that, or we need to be out, whatever. We don't want to be in a corner, anything. If it were an ideal situation, when would you be in your new home? Because again, if you ask people, when do you want to be in your home? Anytime. No, not anytime. And then ask about financing because that helps me figure out what kind of value I can follow up with, right? So if they don't have any financing, then I can start to suggest lenders. If they're going to go cash, I can talk to them a little bit about what that means, whatever. The other thing I would add in here is a phone number because I just have your name and your email. And I ask what email do you want your search attached to? Because sometimes people want their search attached to 2 emails, but they'll only give me 1. So it's different. So then this Google form, when they fill it out, I just get an email with the info and I go in and set up an MLS portal for them. Now I've captured all their info. For me, that's worth it.
Oh, you know, I'll be looking at that. So if you keep seeing that I'm logging in, it's just because.
My bio.
Yeah, yep, for sure. I will. I'm going to show one more thing really quick and then I'll help you with that. To set up your link tree, you literally just go to linktree.com. That's go to link dot whatever brings you there. And then you sign up. Oh, I'm not showing my screen. Okay. Then you share your screen, or no, you click sign up. I'm signed up, so I'm just logging in. This is free for a certain amount of links. I think there's a max. And then you can choose. So like this one, I should turn off. No, it is off. So this is my home ownership workshop. When I was running a home ownership workshop, then the link to buy your tickets on Eventbrite was in my link tree. Okay, 33 clicks. That's a good one. Because I wasn't even up very long. Now it's off because I'm not currently running a home ownership workshop. Someone wants to hold me accountable for running one. That would be great. But now you just click, like, let's say I wanted to add one. So this is one that I used to, when people would want to figure out what their net worth was. I had a net worth calculator and it was just a spreadsheet.
Is it Linktree admin?
Yep. Just type in linktree.com and it should bring you to the right spot. So you can turn them off and on. This right here is what people see. This right here is where you want it to go. But when you post on Instagram, if you post a link in like the caption, no one can click on it. The only clickable things are in your bio on Instagram. So that's why you want a link in your bio that brings you to a place where you can access more links, right? Because you want to maximize the amount of links. Now, I just saw Shelley has 2 links in her bio and I've never done that, so that's cool. I'm gonna look into that. So if you make a Linktree account, then you can add your link. Put the URL where you want it to go. And then what you do is you take share. Here's the copy. Right here. And then you go to your Instagram. Edit profile. And then you put your link in the link spot, which I do on my phone. So. Oh, it says editing your links is only available on mobile, so you have to do it on your phone. So you just put it right in the website spot. And then it just links you to all the links. And you can change how you want it to look when you click appearance up here. Mine's just boring. Because if you want it to look really cool and you want it to look super customized, then you have to pay for Linktree, and I'm not willing to pay for it, so mine's just black. If you want to pay for it, you can. So here's like the options, right? You can click your backgrounds. The upgrades are the ones you pay for. And then these ones without the locks on them, you can pick any of those formats. This would kind of fit my vibe too. Going back to air black. Boring. I like it. Does that help? Does anyone have good ideas of things to put in your link tree? Oh, it's 101. I'm getting kicked out. You guys have questions? I'll come help you right now. Anyone else have questions while I log out? I don't think these guys are here to listen to social media.
Thank you, Brooke.
Anytime.
Last week I did do a reel and I said, and it got a lot of not